Hello, okay. I wanted to do a preface to let y'all know that once the video starts, it's going to be 4 minutes in. I know it's going to seem like it's dragging on, but I had to put that on because you have to see where the censorship begins and how it I guess how the network determined that, hey, we got to get this stuff off, man. But anyway, just if you have fast forward, do so. But please watch it, because this is very, very eye-opening and very disturbing to me, and should be disturbing to every one of us. You'll see.
Well, at long last, some of the Epstein documents that everyone has been clamoring for have been released by the House Oversight Committee. Not necessarily the information people want, information yet. But I will say that what we have gotten, it's significant. Certainly is eye-opening and points to people around Epstein clearly knowing
now stick with me.
His MO was a long time ago. And what's so important is we're talking about this 50th birthday book that was assembled at the behest of Ghislaine Maxwell, where his friends all wrote something to celebrate his birthday. This was 2003, 5 years before he was ever prosecuted for anything. But it seems like people back then knew the story. Yes, based on things that were assembled in this book, you can clearly see that. The first thing that came out yesterday, the drawing, that part we had. Which, by the way, Donald Trump says, not my signature, even though it was in the Epstein estate and presumably done in 2003, long before he even considered running for president. Right. And he's saying, well, it must be an auto pen or something. Why would the Epstein estate have an auto pen? Anyway, so here's another drawing that was released. Our Standards and Practices has asked us to alter this picture because we cannot show you an image of a woman that presumably is performing a sex act on the person on the lounge chair. They've asked us to crop this image. So this one is beyond creepy when you really break it down. So on the left, 1983, which would have been when
all right, get ready,
was
people.
30 years old.
Hold on, please.
A drawing of a man, presumably at
here it comes,
handing balloons to 3 young girls. And then on the right, you have the 2003 image, again, presumably of Epstein, laying down at the beach with 4 women sort of servicing him, rubbing his feet, massaging him, and there's a plane flying over palm trees. So that seems to be the depiction of Epstein Island. Not just massaging him. This one here, which we
no, don't fast forward. Just please stick with me, please.
So what that again is showing, this was drawn in 2003. Well, 2003, but I think the 1983 is key also because what it's showing is he groomed these. These are the same.
Here it comes.
Just 20 years later. Yes. And that is, well, like you said, that's really interesting.
It's not news that he was into this. What's news is that
everybody else knew it.
Everybody knew.
Because remember, that drawing was done by one of his friends. We don't know whom, but it was.
And how hilarious it was to his friend who drew the thing that back in 20 years earlier, Jeffrey Epstein was grooming young girls who he now brought in. You're seeing a depiction of a plane going to a private island that he would then bring to his private island to service him.
Now, there's another drawing that was released by the House Select Committee and the Oversight Committee. So look at this. This is a check that. It's not a drawing. This one is a photo. Well, it's a photo, but then there's an attached note to this photo. So the photo.
I provided all of this just to show when they discovered what was going on, what was being aired. And this is what they've done right here.
That could be anything.
It's at a golf club. It looks
here it comes.
It could be he won a golf tournament. But look at the inscription there. From a friend, says Jeffrey, showing early talents with money and women. Sells, quote, fully depreciated blank, somebody's name, presumably name, to Donald Trump for $22,500. So what the joke is, that he's supposedly selling a woman to Jeffrey Epstein.
Hilarious. Even consider that we know that Donald Trump, that Jeffrey Epstein traded in women and flew them there and provided all sorts of resources for them.
You got to be fair on that check, because that was posed. It looks like at a golf course. It looks like somebody
could be totally clean.
clean.
The person who wrote
right.
that note.
I'm curious what he was writing Jeffrey Epstein checks for. Jeffrey Epstein's not winning golf tournaments.
Boom. All right. Now, please stick with me. I'll fast forward through all this, but watch what they go to while they're talking the Epstein and selling of women and shit. And so Fox decides
for this unforgivable crime, and he will never again see the light of day as a free man. And so very strong words
okay,
there.
they've gone to national news during their report.
Also putting this out on
So
his X account,
let me fast forward and find the remote,
act should have never happened in America.
and then you'll see what they come back to after. See, this is what I'm talking about. So each time you see a click, that is 10 seconds more video. All right, so here's where they came back.
In your mouth and what aren't, and so that to address these complex policy questions about how to have a food network of this country that supports the
faith. So we need virtue. We need faith.
All right.
It needs to be a part of who we are as a people, but it cannot be legislated. So you cannot force it through laws, but to encourage it, to talk about it in a positive way, a good thing.
I agree with you. Look, I'm all about faith, and I get that that's very important. What's concerning, from the quotes I heard from you, is saying that that faith must be Christianity, and that's a problem in America.
First of all,
and
when you say
you've
must,
already pointed out that we have diverse people in this country. We have different religions. So when you say
So this is where they come back to.
Robust